Hey guys! Mari and Nick here, coming to you from New Zealand. However, this video is all about New York. So we're in the US for like a whirlwind 2.5 weeks, and mostly I was seeing friends and family and all that kind of stuff, but we did manage to fit in a 2-day trip to New York. Well, it's 3 nights, but pretty much just 2 days. Nick's never been to New York. We didn't really film that much while we were there because I've just become really bad at filming stuff lately, I guess. It's my...
What?
If you're new to this channel, I lived in New York for 2 years. So it was really fun to be able to show him all my favorite stuff.
Great tour guide.
If you've never been to New York before and you have about 2 days, I think the stuff we did is a pretty good way to see a lot of the city, and also for pretty cheap. Yeah. Well, it depends how much you go out to eat and drink, really, but...
That was a lot.
Now, cut to the part that I actually filmed. Hello from New York! We're here for about 2 whole days. I'm going to show Nick around all my favorite spots and slash just tourist things to do. First stop, bagels.
What'd you go for, Mary?
Sesame bagel with lox spread. The bagels, how good were they?
That's the best bagels I've ever had in my life.
Whoa.
Yeah,
they were really good. That's a good way to start the day, you know, you got a lot of carbs going, fuel you for walking around the city for the rest of the day. Next thing, we walked by the Met. I recommend if you have more than 2 days, or even so, go in the Met. Very good museum. Nice little rooftop bar place too with good views. Now, we're in Central Park.
What's that place under the stairs?
It was by the Bethesda fountain, and that's one of my favorite parts of Central Park. Central Park, it's a must-see, I'd say. And it's really cool because every season is a different vibes. There's a lot you can do there. I also recommend biking around if you feel. But
get the rowboats.
Oh yeah, and doing the rowboats in Central Park. I've never done that before, but that's like a goal of mine one day. They weren't open this time of year anyway. Then we walked to Rockefeller Center, where there was more ice skating. Wintertime in New York, there's a lot of ice skating. However, we just saw the Zamboni. But this Rockefeller Center, that's where they put the giant Christmas tree at Christmas and stuff. And then we made it to Times Square! What'd you think?
That was okay. Wow, I mean, it was pretty cool. Yeah. It's just like a lot of advertising in your face. But hey, it's one of those places that you kind of, if you go to New York and it's your first time, you kind of got to see it.
Yeah, you got to see it.
You got to see it.
We saw it at night too. I think it's kind of cooler at night.
It's cooler at night, I'd say, yeah.
Okay, so next up was another ice skating rink. This is Bryant Park. It's one of my favorite parks. In the summer, they do like outdoor movies there and stuff, and it's just a really chill place. Right now in the winter, it's like just ice skating rink. Then, one of my favorite places, the library. Because I'm a dork, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful library.
It really is.
Next up, we went to the Grand Central Station, which is my next to do.
That was cool.
But we ate first because we were pretty famished. You know, the carb load of the bagels had worn off at this point. It's one of my definite recommends if you're in New York on a budget. Shake Shack. I guess they have Shake Shacks kind of all over now. It started in New York and it feels to me like a very New York thing. They just have really good stuff. Don't forget the whispering walls. They're like opposite corners and you can like whisper to each other.
Looks like I was kind of peeing in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like you're peeing in the corner.
Yeah.
So, but like, you know, the Grand Central Terminal I think is really beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's a cool place just to people watch. From Grand Central Station, we took the subway all the way down to Wall Street area, which we didn't really have enough time, but another thing I would recommend if you want to see New York for the first time, Wall Street, go to that whole area, check it out, the World Trade Center, the memorial, and all that. It's good to see, but we didn't really have the time.
No.
So we just went straight to the Staten Island Ferry. This is one of my absolute best free things to do in New York, and it's a great way to see the city. It has a great view of the Statue of Liberty on your right hand side. You get pretty close too. Yeah, we timed it so we could see sunset.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Which makes for some really great photos. Yeah, and just like, it's a really cool way to see the whole city
Yeah. We took one ferry across and then got out, went around, and then took the same ferry back.
Yeah, and actually it seems like a lot of people do that.
It was awesome though. I
It was
really
really
enjoyed
cool.
that.
For a free way to see stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Just being out in the water, obviously.
Yeah.
I
And
love
seeing
boats.
Manhattan from like the boat was cool.
So then after that, we're like, well, we've gotten a bit thirsty. Time for one of the oldest pubs in New York.
Oh yeah,
McSorely's. It's one of my favorite places to take people. It's so cool in there. It really feels like you're going back in time. Like it's so old-timey. And they just have two kinds of beer, light and dark. So they just ask you, light or dark? And they serve them in these little half ones. So if you're with someone, I'd recommend getting one of each, and then you can try both.
Because they give you two.
Yeah, 2 per order, because it's like a pint but split into 2 glasses. Oh, then I really recommend going to the Comedy Cellar. You never know, sometimes like a pretty famous person will be performing that night, but it's just like a mix of comedians. So if the tickets are sold out on the day you want to go, you just show up like a half an hour before the show starts. You line up and you get a number, and then they say like come back. It's a standby ticket, and then you come back right before the show, and then usually, I've only done it twice, but I got in both times, so seems pretty good. Yeah, it was easy, and it's like a pretty fun experience.
Yeah, it was cool. Some funny dudes
Yeah.
and ladies.
Next day, I really recommend New York, just walking around, seeing the sights, looking at the architecture. Flatiron Building is one of my favorite looking buildings. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Oh, we went over to Brooklyn. Yep, this is a great viewpoint, great Instagram spot in Dumbo. One of my other favorite things to do is walk across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Again, when did we time it?
We timed it also for sunset. Now you might be wondering, what have you been doing the whole rest of this day? Well, we had a wedding to go to later on in this trip, and so the first half of the day we just had to basically be shopping for wedding attire. So there's a lot of good shopping in New York. Actually, a lot of people go there to shop, so we kind of, you know. So walking across the Brooklyn Bridge, I really recommend it. It's another just a really good way to see good views. And that's all we filmed. Oh, after that we went to the Whiskey Tavern. That place was kind of cool.
Oh, we also went to free places with free hot dogs.
Rudy's or something. Oh yeah, Rudy's.
Was it Rudy's?
Yeah, good call. There's a giant pig outside it. That's how you'll know. It's in like Midtown kind of area, which is not an area when I lived in New York I ever really went. I only learned about this place since not living there, but it's like this bar, and their drinks are pretty cheap considering
cheap. Yeah,
like,
those
for
are the cheapest drinks
compared to the rest of New York. And also you get free hot dogs, like bam bam. What else did we not film?
A lot. There's quite a few bars and restaurants in between there.
Yeah. Oh, we went to Chelsea Market. That's a cool place. Cool. The one thing that we didn't get to do that is on my top, if you're in New York for 2 days list, is the High Line. It's an old railroad track that was converted into a park. Really cool. Yeah, we also didn't really get to see much of Brooklyn, which is the other.
Yeah.
There's just so much to see. Really, 2 days is not nearly enough, but it gives you a good start, at least. What was your favorite part of New York?
I don't know, I just like the vibe of New York, I think. Yeah. Like, there's so many cool things we did and saw, and I just feel like the people are awesome. No one's anything to anyone, but if you interact with them, it's super nice. So you're like, hey, where do I go for that? And I'll tell you straight away. It's fine. Yeah, the vibes. That's what I like about New York too. If you want to see other videos about New York, I have really old ones that actually I'll be way too embarrassed to even look at. But if you're curious, you can dig them out. Is it gonna be embarrassing? Maybe I'll dig them out. It's gonna be awkward. Yeah, but there's like tips on how to ride the subway and all that kind of stuff. I forgot to say Washington Square Park. That's a good one. Yeah. There's way too many spots. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to end this video. We should say where we stayed because it was handy. We stayed in an Airbnb, and it was pretty legit. It was like a little studio, and it was like right by Gramercy Park, which was pretty cool. It was a good like central location. Anyway. Yeah, sweet. Thanks so much for watching. Kakiteano.